what goes into undertaking SWOT. It's about strengths, it's about weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Many of you already know SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and it really looks internally at an organization. And why is it used? It's used to make informed decisions. It's used to capitalize on strengths, to address weaknesses, to seize and to leverage opportunities, but also to mitigate threats. These are key elements of an effective SWOT. So you've analyzed your strengths, you've listed your weaknesses, your opportunities, and threats. So that means you've identified what is affecting the organization, but also where the strengths are within an organization. And these can be used to make decisions. If you know where your strength lies, you're going to make a decision based on that information you have. If you know there's something affecting your organization in terms of a lack, a gap, then you're going to endeavor to address it. And there are opportunities out there. You're going to try and figure out how to use them to the best of your knowledge for your organization to benefit from it. So when we look at internal strengths, we're really talking about internal characteristics, those parts of the organization, those components and elements of the organization that give you an advantage, maybe over others, putting you ahead yourself. So for example, community relationships, dedicated staff and volunteers. And even as I go through the different examples, if something pops in your mind, please feel free to note it down. For weaknesses, these are internal factors that hinder performance. For example, limited resources. Again, resources is not just finances. It could be staff themselves, the time, so many different things at the same time. And then also staff capacity is also a weakness. Those are things that affect the way you deliver the work, deliver your mandate, basically your capacity to deliver internally. And then for opportunities, these are strongly linked to external factors. So which is why PESTO usually comes before SWOT. That's how it informs your SWOT. External factors that your organization may benefit from, like for example, partnerships. An example here is partnerships with the private sector. I think a lot of you have heard about that. That is something that's going on in different contexts in the global south. That's an opportunity for different organizations. So being able to identify that. Then also technological advancements. A lot is happening when it comes to technology. Apps are being developed, tools are being used. Technology is being used in so many ways to deliver on the work that we do. So what opportunities exist out there for your organization? And then the last is threats. Again, this is linked to external factors that could pose risks to the work that we're doing, that could pose risks to the operation of our organization. So for example, shrinking civic space. This is something most of you have talked about in the chat already when it comes to the political factors that affect the work that you do. We've seen draconian laws, restrictive and regressive policies. This is all part of shrinking civic space. We see political instability in quite a number of countries. This absolutely is a threat to the work that we do, as well as funding competition. We've seen a lot of reduction in donor funding. So that again is a threat to the work that we do. Before we move on to the SWOT analysis, I mentioned at the start that PESTO informs your SWOT, the link between the two. Anything that comes to mind, we just mentioned that PESTO is usually done before SWOT, and that's because PESTO informs SWOT. You can think of a link between the two. So what is the link between, or what are the links? Maybe there's more than one, different ways that they're linked. PESTO is focused on external factors, and it's important to know what is going on externally in order for you to ascertain how it affects your organization internally.